Hey guys. Sorry about the super late start. I figured I was just gonna stream until Waymaker's game tonight, so I think today's going to be just a bunch of stuff that I need to get done. I need to put work on the Continental classes, but I think what I'm actually going to do today is I'm going to go through and assign an attribute modifier to all the abilities, because I've really been looking over it, and we have a bunch of floating bonuses right now for testing purposes. But the thing about it is that I really want to give people the full experience of those abilities, and without those, it's just not going to work, right? It's not really going to be a good supplement. So I think what I'm going to do is change up a few things, give the attribute bonuses, and also review some abilities and effects, because I've seen you guys have been doing great work in, like the Prism questions and stuff like that in the Discord. And I think there are some things that I should readdress before we get to testing. There are still some things that I want to test, but we'll see. I think getting the attribute bonuses in there will really help, because then Vagabond has its +1 to everything, and then Adventurer has its +1 to its specifics. And then we can get to work on some of the Continental classes. At least that's what I'm thinking. I'm also still, like, really on the fence on how I want to do attribute scores, like the base ones. Actually, you know what? The more I think about it, the more I think I just need to overhaul the attribute system now, like the main attribute. I thought I could just do like basic overturn, but I think I just need to do the whole thing differently. I've been thinking about this for a minute. And I think what we're going to do instead is we are going to... Let's bust this out. The core mechanics. So, like, right now, off the bat, if you're playing a warrior, you'd have two. Let me bring up the wiki. Make sure I've got all the pieces in front of me. So, let's start with just base character stuff. Say I wanted to make a warrior. Just basic warrior stuff. Let me actually make sure that this is what I want it to be. Everybody starts with 10s, adventurer, warrior, 2 physical attributes, 1 mental. I should separate these. Vagabond. Okay, so let's see. Warrior gets +2. Let's do strength and dex. 1 mental. Let's do int. Vagabond gets a +1 to all. Then, character creation rules in lieu of kits and origins. So +2 to 2 different, and then +2 to any. So we'll say 14, 12 con, and then +2 to any, let's say 16 strength. Okay. And then we'll do a comparison. Strength 13. We'll do +2 to any you want. We'll say con. Now let's say it's a Eldritch Knight. So we'll do, or they want to be a magic, just magic caster. That's fine. So magic casting warrior. We'll do warrior mana gift build. Okay. Now, if each ability has a +1, 2 optional +1s for each ability that you could choose. So that means that you get +2, +2, +2 from that. Because you get 2 of each of those. So you get 3 more +2s. So let's say you just stacked it up on this, right? Big strength. And then you get a +1 from like Oath of Courage, which will go here. And then for Vagabond, you would get both +1s, so you'd get a... Actually, those wouldn't always be in the same, would they? For the adventurer. Because the idea is that the adventurer would get 2 sets of +1s to choose from, which they get a +1 from each of these. You pick 2 of each of the 3 starting abilities, which means you get 6 +1s that may or may not be stackable. So if you did that, I guess you could just choose all strength and you'd have like a 22 fucking strength, which is really pushing the small numbers thing. I could just do a limitation on level 1. Where you'd only get a +1 from each class. Yeah, I think that's what I'd do. I'd limit the first level one, so you'd have to choose... Like, Guard might give +1 to Wisdom and Constitution. Heavy Armor Specialist would give Con and Strength in one hand, it would give Strength and Dex. So you choose 2 abilities, but you'd only get the stat bonus once. Vagabond gets both. Okay. Let's see how that would shake out. I'll do the attribute bonuses for... I suppose we could do them for... if I do them for all the warrior classes, I can go through and do some testing. So let's do this. Warrior. How do I want to explain this? Each ability of each level of each class gives 2 attribute bonus choices to add to your character. Adventurers must choose both. Level 1 abilities chosen. Character chooses their level 1 abilities. Only gain the attributes from 1 of those abilities for each class. Attribute bonus. What is the syntax I should use for this? I don't think I need to put AB. I can just put it under, like, strength. You know, dex, like that. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. I think that's pretty straightforward. Okay. So the knight, for example, would do so the adventurer would choose between the other classes, obviously, but what it get from knight would be guard and, let's say, guard and armor specialist. So I gain either a +1 to con, wisdom, strength. Con, wisdom, or strength. And the vagabond would gain a +1 to con and wisdom, or a +1 to strength and con, or a +1 to strength and dex. I think it's coming together. Okay, so far so good, actually. How does that look built out to level 10? Oh, what's up, Mob? How does that built out level 10? An extra 9 attributes for adventurers. So, the way I look at it is you get 3 for first level, and then 1 for second, 1 for third, 1 for fourth, 1 for fifth, 1 for sixth, 1 for seventh, 1 for eighth, and then 1 for ninth, and then 1 for 10th. So that's like, I think that's 12 extra points. Because you shouldn't get 1 for character path levels, right? I guess that's true. Yeah, because I didn't want to put attributes on character paths. So yeah. So it'd be 9. And let's say you chose to put 9 into strength. That would put you at 25, which is plus 7. Plus 7 modifier. That's funny. And then for Vagabond, you'd get you'd get 18 stat split. You know, the more and more I'm thinking about it, like, the more I'm thinking about it, hello, AZ. What if... Okay, so for Prism's sake, we added to get 2 plus 2 different attributes and a plus 2 to go on any attribute of your choice based off of a character's archetype. Or excuse me, instead of kits and origin paths for the sake of the contest, because they're not made yet. But what if I just cut that out? Hold on. Let me actually map this out. Let's say I just cut that out completely. And then all you have are the starting archetype bonuses that you get. So let's try to build tall with Adventurer. So let's just say I cut out the attributes given by kits, and I cut out the attributes given by starting origins, and I just made it all class-based. What would that actually look like? So, okay, so let's try to build tall with both. Let's do strength and dex on that, and then we'll do int. And then Vagabond just gets 11 because they don't get to choose any of the archetype bonuses. What if I did it? What if I did it like this? Hold on, I'm brain blasting right now. Okay, so how this would work out is, let's say your knight, you chose con. Let's say your knight and you chose these two, and you went with strength. Okay, 14 strength. And then as a vagabond, you did strength and con, though, so that you get 12, and you get 12. And then at level 2, all right. So then you have your two other classes. So for the sake of argument, let's say we repeated strength and dex, right? So we'll just use those as our examples, I guess. Strength and dex. So yeah, we'll change that one to dex. Okay, cool. So that means your two other classes, you chose strength 2 more times, so that's another +4, which puts you at 18. For vagabond, you choose the other two. They'll each only give you a +1, so you'd have to do strength and dex for a +2 to both those. Okay. So those would be your starting stats. So that means that the adventurer has a +4 to strength, and then like a 1 in prowess, and a 1 in competence, and a 1 in, I believe that's guile, is dex and int. And the vagabond, using the new experimental rules of them just adding their shit together, has a strength of 14 and a dex of 14, but they have a prowess of 4. That seems good and balanced to me. What's up, Sping? Yeah, I think this really works because the specialist, the adventurer, still has the high, like the bigger stat score, but the vagabond has the bigger sub-attribute score. But you can also build wide with adventurer if you wanted to, and you don't have to build tall as vagabond. Okay. So now let's figure out what it would look like at max level, because this is like level 1. This is level 1 stuff. So we'll call this level 1. We'll call this level 10. Oh. And I really gotta fix my sleep schedule. I'm so tired during stream. It's really bad, and I'm sorry for that, everybody. I've really been slacking. I've been fucking up. I promise that I will get my shit together. Okay, so that's level 1. Let's see what it looks like level 10. So that means at level 2, for the sake of building tall, is that you get a plus 12. You. So we already have this, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Wait, am I an idiot? Hold on. 2, 4. Oh, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yes, that's plus 12. So that means our 18 strength becomes 30. That seems too much. So 30 strength and absolutely nothing else. Does that match up with small numbers, big decisions? I mean, it's a plus 10, and if I don't have a bunch of damage riders, I think it'll be fine. But then you have the concept of like, okay, somebody's gonna go all strength for maximized attack and damage, then they're gonna get aided, and then they're gonna, or blessed, and then they're gonna get a bunch of other shit on top of it. Where people aren't building a character, they're building a build. And I have to be like, cognizant of that. Do you have a playlist for the music? Oh, I'm just listening to Chrono Trigger Lo-Fi. Beats Between Timelines. It's on one of those lo-fi channels that just remixes video game music. The one I'm currently listening to is Retro Gamer Lo-Fi. The title that I just said. If I put a cap on attributes, I'd probably make it 24 so that the max is plus 7 in order to stay on brand. But I don't like caps. I mean, it is 30. I mean, it is a 30 score at 10th level. Man, I can't figure this one out. This is a hard one. Because I know this is a critical junction. I know that if I choose the wrong way, I'm gonna like break the whole mantra. But I don't want attributes to be fucking nothing, right? I don't want them to... I want people to feel like their choices matter. How do I find the bridge between those two styles of play? Sorry, guys, I'm not really talking a lot. I'm just really thinking about this. Man, this is hard. God, my head's like in a fog. I did not get good sleep. But I really got to figure this out. Okay, let me just walk you through where my head is. Maybe that'll help. Current problem. I want adventurers to be able to build tall and vagabonds to build wide. How do I accomplish this? Attribute bonus differentials. Adventurers build tall because they get +2s. So they are more likely to stack, for simplicity builds, a higher stat. An adventurer can also go wide, and if they choose to go wide, then they're going to be pretty damn good at it. Will that invalidate the vagabond? I don't think so, as long as we keep the attributes add together to make the total instead of the normal way that they are resolved. But then I'm also concerned about is that too much? Because there's a lot of things in the sub-attributes that can let you do some crazy combos. Is that too strong for vagabond? I mean, it's intended that vagabonds are better building wide, but I don't want the strength of the vagabond to defeat the specialty strength of the adventurer. I mean, hell, if we did it this way, adventurers have a +12, so this would eventually become like a 30. And then vagabonds, just building this way, would have, what is that, +6 in each of these, so they'd have 20 strength, 20 dex, which would give them, you know, +10 prowess, which would be crazy. Ten in any sub attribute would be crazy for a lot of shit. See, I think one of the major lessons that I learned in Corvinus was the design is good, but it scaled too fast for the content I wanted to make. For both branding and design purposes, I think I want the max of anything to be 7. So your max attribute bonus, your max tier, you know, shit like that. Spell level. How do I accomplish this? think I might have to scrap the whole thing. I think I need to redo the entire attribute system. It just isn't working. Not like parent and sub attributes. I don't mean that. I mean like the allotment of points. I just don't think it works. Hey, Creamy McCrunch. Thanks for the resub. Fuck, man. Hold on. Hold on. Hold everything. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Stop. Back it up. Recalibrate. What if I did a leveling tree for the stat array that was based in archetype? So that your stat array actually changes as you level up. Like who's to say that I have to use incremental numerical bonuses like that? Why don't I just do it like, here, hold on. What if I did it this way? Hold on. Let me cook for a second. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And I'll show you what I mean. So, let's say, for Warrior, we have a leveling scheme like we have here, level 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth, right? And the way it works is, I think the way it works here is, you have a level 1 Warrior would have a stat array, and you could choose where you want to put those points or whatever. You have like a stat array of like this. So 2 physical 14s, 1 mental 14, right? And then for Vagabond level 1, you'd do something like say like 4 12s. And then a level 2 warrior might get change one of the 14s to a 16. And then a level 3 warrior, you change a second 14 to a 16. And then so on and so forth. So, like, literally your attributes, the array levels up. So it's like you have a starting array, and it levels up. Hold on, I'm considering things. Is that a good idea? Would that work? So level 1, you'd have the warrior side would be 14 strength, 14 dex, and then like a... No, that's not going to be any different.
A secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah. Faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your
Fuck.
throat and she cut your hair.
Damn it.
And from your lips she drew the hallelujah.
Okay, what if I did it like this?
Baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room and I've walked this floor. You know, I used to live alone before I knew you.
Fuck, man. Okay, okay. What if we did it like this, where at level 1, I didn't even realize Hallelujah was playing. That's gonna get me fucking banned. Jesus. I didn't even realize it was playing. Fuck, dude. Yikers. I hope I don't get in trouble for that one. I'm so fucking absorbed in this. Okay, I need to visualize this. Okay, what if I did... You know what? I think I know what the fucking problem is. I'm using the wrong kind of fuel. Give me a second and let me bang this shit out real quick, chat. think I have something. All right, here we go. So, in this proposal, completely throw out the piecemeal stuff and just do, you choose your character type, which is like adventurer, vagabond, and then as you level, your stat array literally changes. So you start as an adventurer with 3 14s. You can put in whatever you want. 3 14s pop off. You got this, right? Anywhere you want, you put those. And then at level 2, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. At level 1, you get 2 14s. So, there. At level 1, you get 2 14s. At level 2, you gain another 14. So this would go to 14 con. And then at level 3, you turn a 14 into a 16. At level 4, you turn another 14 into a 16. At level 5, you turn a 16 into an 18. At level 6, you turn a 10 into a 12. At level 7, you turn a 12 into a 14. At level 8, you turn an 18 into a 20, 20 into 22, and then finally 22 into 24 at the max of +7. So your starting attributes, if you were making an adventure in the warrior tree with a prowess focus, would be 14 strength, 14 dex. And then your level 10 stat array for an adventurer warrior who's focused in prowess would be 24 strength, 16 dex, 14 con, 14 int, 10 wisdom, 10 charisma, and that means that between these two you'd have a +3 prowess. And that's the adventurer. Yeah, I really like this. This feels really good. Would this cap all sub-attributes to 3 max? It would cap it for adventurers to 3, yeah. And then I would also make... I would make Vagabond forced wide. Because they have a completely different stat array. Would that hinder Vagabonds building all classes in one archetype? It will. Here, I'll show you. Because this is the Adventurer stat array. So the Vagabond stat array is going to look completely different. So here I copy all that. All right. I'll be right back. I'm going to jam this out. Okay. I think we got this figured out. All right. So, this is what I mean. So what you have here, we'll compare max levels. All right, so here on this side we have adventurers at max level, and we have vagabonds at max level. So using the current rule set, that means that in this scenario, specialized stat is a +7, and the highest sub-attribute they have is +3. And then they have a couple of +2s spread out where they need them. On the other hand, the Vagabond has a +3 in 4 different stats, and a +1, and then a +0. But it has a +6 in sub-attributes using the stacking method. I'm of the opinion that we won't need the stacking method if we get these attribute stat arrays right, because that means that the Vagabond, which is the build-wide character class, or the character type, will be able to have +3 to their sub-attributes and have plenty of space to do some things. So we might not even need the stacking. But for the sake of argument, let's say that they have 6, right? So that means at the end of the day, the adventurer, if they were going to run up and hit people, has a +7 to hit, +7 to damage, all that other stuff. Their taunt isn't bad, their other things aren't bad, but the Vagabond, who can also still be a viable choice, because the difference is +4, which is 20% on the die, does it with a higher sub-attribute base, which means that they're better at contested rolls, which means they're better at scaling their stackability of their abilities, which can make up for the lack of hard attribute increases. I think that's pretty damn good. The thing I'm stuck on is if I should go back on the temporary, just experimental change I made where sub-attributes determination is not the lowest of the two for Vagabond. It instead adds it together. I might make it the same as Adventurer, because they'll have a lot more sub-attributes at +3, rather than just, if it stacks together, then I'll just try to get to +6, you know. How would +7 affect spellcasters? Only to hit and other stuff? Yeah, like DCs, things like that. Like DCs to dispel and a couple other plans that I have. It'll actually be less about spellcasting and more about other pieces. I thought DCs were based off sub-attributes. Not all of them. Now the real question is this a terrible idea? Are the level 1s of this even viable? Let me see. Man, God, I just don't have confidence in this. Like, I don't think it's bad, but I'm also just like... Thanks, Camaro. Like, is this... God, fucking shit. Yeah, no problem, man. Alright. Chat, I'm still here. I'm just gonna go sit by the window and breathe in some fresh air. Maybe I can get some chemicals going. Man, this is really a thinker. I feel like I'm so stuck on this. Okay. Okay, I think what I figured out is I think we need to determine what is the problem. The problem is I don't want players to feel like they're not accomplishing what they set out to accomplish. If you're playing an adventurer must choose one of the archetypes. So, like, warrior, mage, man, whatever, right? And you are a warrior, or you are a mage, you are a cleric, you are the archetype. And I want those characters to be able to accomplish what they want, and I want there to be a balance between characters that do that and like over specialize, and characters that do that and that try to build wide. And Vagabond, which is essentially my version of multi-classing, I want you to be able to build wide and have viable build paths. And I want you to be able to, if you wanted to, I suppose, build taller, but it should not be as effective as the adventurer. Hey, do you know how I could be a better DM? I kind of need tips for a brand new homebrew campaign, and I need tips because I don't want to be a horrible first-timer. Well, the first thing you need to kind of just accept is that it's probably not going to be very good the first time. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're not going to be ready for a lot of things, and that's okay. And if your players should respect that it's your first time and be willing to give you a lot of slack and help you if they are experienced. My best piece of advice for you, if you really want your homebrew session to go well, and if you really want to be a good DM, is I would say probably one of my number one pieces of advice is that you are the one who sets the tone for the game. If you're not role-playing, your players will be less inclined to. If you're not taking the game seriously, your players will be less inclined to. If you're not prepared, the players will be less inclined to. Everything that they do is going to look to you. You are going to be an example of what's expected. So if you want to have the best possible session you can, and the best possible game you can, and be the best possible DM you can, well, then you have to treat that seriously. That means do your preparation, have your monsters ready, have where they're going ready. I know that seems overwhelming, so pick one thing you want to do really well. My advice, roleplay. That's the place you should start, because that's the whole point anyway. All the writing, all the structure, all the roles, everything around it is all based around role-playing. And the root of role-playing is that it's an excuse for all of your friends to sit around and bullshit. But putting that aside, role-playing, it's a role-playing game, right? So that would be my advice to you, is role-play all of your NPCs. It doesn't matter if you can't do voices. It doesn't matter if you're not quotations good at it. None of that shit matters. If you put in the effort to roleplay every single NPC, and you stick to it every time, you will get better. You will encourage your players to do it, and the game will be better because of it. That would be my advice. Especially if it's your first time. The sooner you break through the cringe wall or whatever you want to call it, of where it's embarrassing to roleplay and all that. Once you break through that wall, you're good to go. I think oh man. I think this is good. I think this is right. Or should I do a point buy? Point buys just feel lame to me. Okay, what if I did this? 18 becomes 20. 16 becomes 18. 18 becomes 20. So that would mean that's what it would look like at the end. Then that means that they'd be able to get their sub-attribute to 5. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I think I do this instead. Vigor cap at 3 could be a bit hard for heavy armor. I mean, you don't have to have... Like, Vigor reduces the amount of movement reduction it gives you. Creatures have a base speed of 3. So you don't need 3 Vigor. You need 3 Vigor to move at max speed, but... You know, you could still wear heavy armor, you just move more slowly. Strength, Dex, 18. This would give the Vagabond a +4 in the main sub-attribute that they wanted. If I didn't do the stacking, which I'm not going to do if I do this stat array. Issue with heavy armor is that all of them are +3 MMR or more, and that is without the other layers. Well, that's why you put on the 0 cost layers for heavy armor. So, like, for example, if you go to Armory, you go to, let's see here, heavy armor, and say you wear banded mail, then that means you would want to wear gorget supple leather, and then for chain shirt you probably put on one of those, maybe 2 of those, 1 to 2 maybe. Yeah, 2 of those, so that's 5. So in order to be able to wear the lighter version of heavy armor with 5 and be able to move, you would need a vigor of at least 2 and a stamina of at least 1 in order to be able to move 5 feet in it. Ideally, you would want high vigor, high stam, which would give you the offset. Things like that, if you want to wear heavy armor. That's the idea. Oh, yes, and Lamilar would let you use authority or competence. So that's how you could get strength instead of con if you really wanted to. So you could do that instead. But yeah, that's the idea. I mean, yes, it's you're going to move slowly in heavy armor. That's the point. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be fast in heavy armor. But if you wanted to be faster, then you would want vigor specialization, which is strength and con, and you'd have to focus on that. Thing is, though, curious philosophical kind of question. You building out the system with overtuned items and classes so you can tone it down after testing, or vice versa, or trying to balance it from the start? I'm trying to balance it from the start. The more I look at it, I don't think this leveling scheme for a stat array is going to work. I think it's too restrictive, even if I do think it's better. I don't think players are going to like it. I think that's what I'm stuck on. I think this is actually good. Like, this system is good, but I don't think players will like it. Like, the stat array system. I don't think they'll like it. Because it feels like it's restrictive to them trying to build stuff. Essentially, I have to give them the freedom to build poorly. You guys see what I mean? I don't want them to build poorly, but I think that I have to give them the option to do so. Hey Nara, we're working on I'm working on stat arrays right now on how I'm going to do the stat distribution for characters. The original system I was using, I don't think is good enough. I need to figure it out. And it has been a noodle scratcher, let me tell you. Trying to figure out how to make this in such a way that high dump stats might be the king for this system. Yeah, maybe it's time I give up my disdain for negatives. I also think I need to front load it a little bit more. Okay. I think I've made a decision. I think what I want to do is I want to I think I'm going to stick with this stat array system, and I want to test it instead. And then after we get through the scenarios, I can then go through and actually think about, are these changes good or bad? Because there's so much I haven't seen yet of whether or not it'll actually work. People have already made characters, though. Maybe I should just stick with what we had. Let me look at some of the characters. Maybe that'll help. Man, my brain is mush right now. this is really... Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to stick to what we have. I think this is too big of a change to really drop on people that are still making characters. Like, people have already made characters. I think we keep it the way it is. But at least for now. Like, I want to change it. I just don't know what to do with it yet. And I don't have enough data yet. Like, I don't have the data of player enjoyment on their options and stuff, right? That's actually true, Shadow. We could do that. I didn't think about that. I could just not have level 1s. God, why didn't I even think of that? That's actually way better than what I was thinking about. Because we already have the starting archetype stuff. Yeah, we just take this off. And then it's only the level 2 and up. How does that shake out? Let me shake that out. Hold on, let me recalibrate my brain hole. Okay, so if I look at the current system that we have, start with a 10 in everything. Let's go back over it again. So a vagabond gets +1s and everything. So they get 11s across the board. Then starting adventurer warrior gets we'll say warriors 2 physical, 1 mental, so we'll say it's 12, 12, 12. And then the kit and base origin replacement are 2 to 2 different ones and 1 to a single one, so we'll say 14, we'll say 14, and then we'll say 16. Yeah. So that means you have 2 sub-attribute there. Or you could spread it out more if you wanted to. That's correct, right? Am I missing any? Let's make sure I'm not missing any. Let's go back to... it's +2 to 2 different ones, +2 to any... yeah. And so for this, it would be, let's say, 13, 13, and then 50, no, probably con, 13. +2 from core skill. Yeah, +2 from kits and core skill. Yeah, okay. Is that right? Let me double check people's characters, make sure I'm not doing this shit wrong. I didn't fuck up. Let's see. Man, my brain is going so slow right now. I feel like I'm in a fog. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Let's see here. Let's look at what NIST has. See what NIST is cooking. $16 and $16. I had to get the two 16s and a 12. Am I missing something? You went with Wander, which is... Oh, I'm missing the core skill. Oh, okay. That's right. I'm missing the core skill. Right. So, okay, that's how. So it'll be like 2 16s. There. And Vagabonds do not gain a core skill. No one made an adventurer yet, I think. I think NIST's character is. Is it? Yeah. His is an adventure. Yeah, he made a I really like the font he chose. He made a where's his classes? Stalker, Drifter, Assassin. Oh, and he chose Drifter as his level 2. Okay, so let me see. So if we did this thing where we skipped the beginning front-loaded parts of the levels and we just did it to where you only gain it from the abilities from level 2 and up, I think that's actually brilliant. I think we solved the problem with that. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, +6. So total of +6. So you'd get to 22 if you just like tried to Omega max out, which gets you to +6. If you didn't spread your shit at all. And then for the Vagabonds, you'd get a 19, which is probably not what you want to do. You probably spread it around for maximized potency. Yeah, I think that's actually brilliant. I think we solved the problem, at least for now. So yeah, we'll stick with what we have, and then I'll go through here and I'll give an attribute bonus to each of the level 2 and above abilities. Which, go up here and change that. Yeah, I think that's a good balance because we're not Omega front loaded. It lowers the reach of everything. Yeah, I think that's good enough for now. Ooh, that's something interesting. What if I did it to where so adventurers get the lowest of their two attributes for sub attributes, and vagabonds add their attributes together, their attribute modifiers together to determine sub attributes. If the two parent attributes are the same. So that way you can't build like one stat higher than the other one and then still add them together. So that way, like, let me bring up the example. It's less efficient for a vagabond to build tall, because if they build tall, then they lose their attribute, their attribute, their sub attribute bonus, unless they build two stats at once, which means that the threshold of how high they will be smaller. I think that's how we do it. I think that's how we solve the problem. Vagabond determines sub attribute of the lowest of the two attributes, unless those parent attributes are the same number, and then they add them together. Yeah. So that way you can't just do this and then you have a +5 sub attribute. Most will end with 16s as vagabonds, I guess. Well, yeah, that's good. I mean, all of the top end bonuses are supposed to be smaller. So, and I do have my doubts that people are going to go all in on one stat because the sub attribute system is so important. And 2 16s is a +6 sub attribute, so that's pretty damn good. So I think it'll be good. Okay. Wait, 6? Yeah, Nora. So adventurers determine their sub attributes based off the smaller of the two parents. Vagabonds add their modifiers together if the parent attributes are the same number. Yeah. Vagabond is the different character type. Yeah. Vagabond is the one that can take any core classes, but doesn't get Continental and core skill. Okay, I think we determined it. So yeah, Gaz, I don't know if you can hear me, but if you could go into Vagabond and change it to where it says the Vagabond determines their sub attributes by adding the modifiers of their parent attributes together instead of taking the lowest. Change that to the Vagabond determines their sub attributes by taking the lowest of the two parent attributes, unless those parent attributes are the same number. Then they add them together instead. And then I will have to work on getting the attribute allocations to the level 2 and higher abilities. I was going to shorten Vagabond with Vag. Got him. Oh boy. I feel like we really explored the attribute system. I'm not 100% satisfied with it, but I think we really pressed the limit and like searched around in the cosmos. I think we're in a good spot. I just don't have the data. You know, we're just gonna have to see what people do in the test scenarios, and we'll just see if how it works, like how it feels. So. Oh man, my brain is shot though. My brain is fucking shot to hell. Whew. I feel like I got some shit done though. Oh, God. All right. Do you think 2018-12 or 18-18-12-12 would be better for adventurers? I don't understand the question. 2018-12 is better than 18-18-12-12. Yeah. I mean, it really depends, I guess. Like, if you really want that +1 sub attribute on something, there might be something specifically you're going for, but the relative impact is going to be of little difference. I would say the 2018-12 is slightly better. All right. Well, my brain is out of juice. I still think this was a good stream. I think we got a lot done. Like, I really pressed the attribute system. I feel more confident in the one that we're going to use for testing. I still don't think it's not perfect or close to perfect. It's not. I'm definitely going to make changes, but I think I'm just at the point where I just got to see you guys do stuff with it. Like, I just got to. There's only so much vacuum theory crafting you can do, you know what I mean? There's only so much you can do. I also need to decide. Wrong one. Wrong way. Of I also want to make sure that armor isn't too restrictive, but I'm actually not. Like, the thing is, people walking around in the best possible armor they can find at level 1 has always fucking bothered me. Because, like, plate mail, for example, like, that's super expensive. So is splint and banded, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think I'm going to keep the stacking system on this. And it's like, oh no, Arcadum, I go slower when I wear armor. Yes, yes, you do. Yes, in fact, you do. So I think it'll be fine. Will a +6 break any armor? Oh, I don't think so. I hate the concept of armor being endgame over cultivated skills. What do you mean by that? What do you mean, Nard? You mean like you don't think you want cultivated skills to be? Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. You don't like Excalibur. Got it. That was a nice stream. I think we got a lot done. Yeah, but my brain's fucking out of juice. All right. I think I'm gonna call a stream there. Seriously, my brain's in a fog, man. Fuck. I, I just want to say a couple words here. I am sorry about starting late. I hope people don't think I'm not like taking any of this not seriously or anything. It's a lot of work, and I'm like pushing myself to my limit creatively. You know what I mean? Um, I just I just don't want to let you guys down. I don't want to let you guys down. I don't want to let the Kickstarter people down because we've had a lot of people fund the Kickstarter, like people I don't even recognize. So it must be hitting people outside of the community. So I just don't want to let people down. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST. Oh, actually, no. Tomorrow I have an appointment, so tomorrow's stream will actually be later. But I won't have anything after the stream normally like I do today. So I'll probably go long extra tomorrow to make up for the shorter one today. And we can get some continental classes done. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.